Hey guys, this is Dr. Cummings. Welcome to Microbiology of Infectious Diseases. This video I'm just going to show you around the Canvas page. This particular one I'm showing you is for Section 1 of BIO2020, but Section 2 is identical except for time of meeting. So otherwise it's exactly the same site. So whether you're in Section 1 or Section 2, this little tour here should show you around all the things that you need to be able to find. So I'll make this relatively quick, but here on the home page there's some contact information for me so you know how to find me, a little bit about me if you want to know more about me, the syllabus here, and I'm going to do a separate video on the syllabus to walk you through all those details. You can get to modules, which is really kind of the heart of a Canvas course, through this link or up here on the left through modules right there. That's where you're going to be camped out most throughout the semester. I have office hours that are drop-in office hours, meaning I'm just going to open this Zoom link, and you can join it through this link right here, between 2 and 4 every Monday and Wednesday. And if nobody's here, I'm just going to sit and work. And if somebody pops in with a question, that's you, that's great. If there's 5 people, we'll have a conversation with 5 of us. So it'll be drop-in office hours. If you want to schedule a one-on-one meeting with me, right now for the current spring semester, those all need to be done remotely on Zoom. So if you need a one-on-one meeting, you don't want to do the drop-in office hours, shoot me an email, tell me your availability and what you want to talk about, and we'll schedule something. We'll find a time that we can hop onto Zoom and talk, just the 2 of us. Okay, so you can find a copy of your syllabus here, and like I said, I'm going to do a separate video to show you around there. You can download the syllabus here. I suggest you do, and I suggest you look at it really carefully. But then the class schedule is actually, I just copied and pasted the schedule of all the activities that we're doing right here. So you can see in week 1 what we do, week 2, week 3, all the way down through the very end, and final exam week during week 15. But like I said before, modules is really where all the action is going to happen. Now, with the exception of getting started, every module is based on a week. So week 1 is March 1st through 5th. Here are the chapters that we're going to be diving into. Week 2, March 8th through 12th, and the chapters we're going to be working on all the way down the line. Every one of these will give you all the details that you need for the work that we're going to be doing. So if we open up week 1, for example, start with the overview. See, it says start here. You got to follow that. It's got a pretty little picture of a cell. Gives you a little bit of background here into what we're going to try to accomplish. Some learning outcomes. That's helpful, believe it or not, to read that and think, okay, what is it we're trying to accomplish this week? What is it that we hope to learn about this week? And then links to resources. These reading guides are super, super helpful, so don't let those go. You want to make sure that you download each of these for every single chapter. The idea, you've seen this in your other courses where, you know, you're assigned chapter 2, but ultimately you're not responsible for every single part of chapter 2. It's selections from chapter 2. Those selections are detailed in these reading guides, right? So it'll say you need to know this section, and this section, but not these 2 sections here. Or you need to know this figure and this figure, but don't worry about these 2 figures here. That's the kind of detail that you can get from these reading guides, so make sure that you take a look at those. There are also lecture slides that correspond to video lectures, and I'm going to show you those video lectures in a minute. And these are essentially PDFs of PowerPoints that I use to create those video lectures. I think you're going to find those really helpful. Now you can either click Next here to go to the next one, or if you like a bigger view, go back to Modules. You can see where you were. You say, okay, so overview, start here. Now I know what I'm doing. I've got my my reading guide downloaded, and I'm getting started on my reading, following that reading guide. Then you're going to get into some video lectures, and these are lectures that I've created over the last couple of years, actually covering all the various topics that we need to cover. Eukaryotic cell structures, there's a video lecture there. Chemistry of microbiology, you've got a video lecture there. And then some basics on chemistry here that are really helpful that you're going to want to follow your way through. And then there's a homework. So every week there's going to be a homework assignment. Homework will always be due on Friday before your class begins, before your scheduled section meets. And then most Fridays we'll actually use that time on Zoom, not in class, even after we go back to class. on Zoom to go through the homework together, answer questions, etc. We do have other things that happen on Fridays sometimes too, though, but about half the Fridays we'll be dealing with our homework assignments. Now, other things that can come up. So here's the second week. There's our overview. Again, you're going to want to pay close attention to that. Video lectures and homework. Week 3, you notice it says microbial metabolism and case study 1. There are 3 case studies. When there's a case study set up like this, there are 3 of them throughout the semester. They're going to come in 2 parts. The first part has the case study itself for you to read, and then a Word document of definitions that you need to complete. Now, you can't just lift those definitions word for word off some website. You need to type them in your own words so that I know you actually understand those definitions. The definitions will be turned in before class on Friday, so they need to be submitted before class on Friday. So in this case, March 19th is the Friday of that week. They'll be worth 2 points. And then in class on Zoom, I'm going to put you in breakout groups. In class on Zoom, you're actually going to do a worksheet based on that case study. So this particular one is a urinary tract infection. And you're going to do a case study as a group. You'll turn it in as a group. You'll get a grade as a group, and that'll be out of 8 points. So individually, you turn in your definitions ahead of time for 2 points. And then by midnight that night, after we've worked on them together in class, you'll turn in a group worksheet for an additional 8 points. That particular week, your homework will still be due before class on Friday, but we won't have time to go through it together. I'll do my best to get you feedback on the homework to make sure that you're staying on track. And then the following week would be the first exam. So you've got more video lectures, and exam will be on Friday, and your exams are going to be online during class time, using Honor Lock, everybody's favorite, right? So that's the first unit, essentially, our first month of class, and the remaining weeks and months are going to be exactly the same, just different topics as we work our way through. The other thing you might want to know, and I know you guys know your way around Zoom by now, is grades. So when you go to the grade book, yours won't look like mine. I can see everybody's grades on everything. Yours will just be your name and your grades on each of these individual assignments as you go along. If there's ever something that doesn't look right, like, hey, I turned that in, why does it say 0? Shoot me a note and we'll figure it out. Sometimes it's a mistake at my end. Sometimes something didn't get turned in, whatever. We can take care of that. The other thing I want to point out before we end this video is up here at Getting Started. I want you to do this early on, like in the first week or so. There's a document on honesty and integrity. The temptations to cut corners are strong, especially in remote learning. And this is just a real important reminder of the need to get the grade that you deserve and the grade that you earned, not a grade that you want necessarily, right? And then there's a signature, and to encourage you to get it done in a timely manner, I've attached a couple points to it. And then student resources, these are services that can help you. Take a look at those, including things like tutorial services, etc. This is really amazing, this study techniques, how to study and read a scientific textbook. Dr. Wilburn, who also teaches microbiology, created this video talking through our textbook and how to tackle it. I think even if you feel like you're a solid student, it's worth taking a few minutes just to watch. You might pick up some pointers. And then there's an Honor Lock practice quiz, and that's just to make sure that you have your computer set up properly for Honor Lock prior to our first exam. So try to take care of that in the first week or so, all of those, and everything will be hunky-dory. If you have any questions about Canvas, shoot me an email. Let me know what you're wondering about. Where do I find this? Why does it say that? Whatever. Otherwise, get comfortable with this. Maybe put a quick link to it at the top of your Chrome browser. And you should use Chrome, by the way, for Canvas. But put a quick link up there so you can get to it frequently. But you're going to be referring to this pretty much on a daily basis for the rest of the semester. Okay, I'll see you in the next video, which is going to be about the syllabus.